Peah Perek Dalid, Mishnah Yud Aleph. Again, I'm recording this on the night of Yom HaZikaron. We're going to dedicate this learning to the memory of those who have given their lives for the safety and security of the people of the state of Israel. Okay, it sounds a little gross, but and nowadays you wouldn't have this because we add so many pesticides to try to kill as many bugs and ants and pests as possible. But back in the times of the Mishnah, they didn't have the luxury of not eating produce found in the ant holes. So the Mishnah says that it's very clear, like even if you think about it today, the amount of produce that we produce. If I live here in Yad Binyamin and I go running in the fields, beautiful, beautiful, lush fields. They're sprayed, they're treated, they're fertilized. You can imagine the farmer way back when, his field produced a small fraction of what our fields produce today, and there were pests all over the place. So the ants would collect grain, and they would put them in the ant holes. So it's very clear that the farmer would go and dig up the holes and collect the grain that was in the ant holes. So the question is the grain that's found in the ant hole, does that belong to the balabait, or does it belong to the ani, because it's part of what leket was? That's the topic of our Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, ant holes in the kama. So the kama is usually what's considered mechubar, that which is connected to the land. So that's still standing. So if you find ant holes among things that haven't been harvested yet in the kama, harehem shel balabait, that belongs to the balabait. Shel achar hakotzrim. But if you find ant holes la'achar hakotzrim, the first explanation we'll just understand it according to Rashi's explanation. Achar hakotzrim, that area which has already been cut. Ha'elyonim la'aniyim. V'hatachtonim shel bal habayit. The upper, the higher, the stuff on the top level belongs to the aniyim in the ant hole. And if you go down, the stuff below, that belongs to the bal habayit. Derech Agav, have you ever seen an ant hole? It can go really deep. The ants, they get down there. So there could have been a lot of grain in there. So that's one understanding, that shebetocha kama, that which is not yet, and la'achar kotzrim is that which has been cut. That's the explanation of Rashi. Okay, the Bar Tanura says no. That says tocha kama is before they started cutting, and la'achar kotzrim is after they started cutting. La'achar shitchilu diksor. So those are two different explanations of what it means betocha kama or la'achar kotzrim. Now the Gemara, the Kati explains, and all the Mefarshim explain, that Elyonim la'aniyim metachlim shel balabait. The Gemara in the Yerushalmi explains that the Elyonim were white. The white seeds were the ripened seeds. So anything that was white, we assume that was already after the harvest. It happened after the produce was harvested, and then the ants came in and stole the already ripened harvest. But tachtonim, I'm pointing at the screen, that's not going to help. V'atachtonim shel bal habayit, the stuff below is the bal habayit, because the tachtonim, the grain on the bottom, that was green. And when you could see that the green seeds on the bottom, they were stolen by the ants while the produce was still unharvested. So therefore, that's why it goes to the bal habayit. Rabbi Meir says akol aniyim, all of it is aniyim, not just the white elyonim, but even the green tachtonim. Why? Shesafek leket. So some explain, safek leket means that which is perhaps in doubt might be leket, we consider it to be leket. So first let's explain that Rabbi Meir says, even in the tachtonim they're green, it's impossible that amongst the harvested grain, there weren't also green seeds. So therefore it's possible that in the green seeds there's also leket. So therefore he says, since it's possible that the green seeds could be leket, you have to give all of it to the aniyim. Okay? Nonetheless, this idea is very fascinating. Safek leket. Usually we say safek, is it a rabbanan? Yes, you have to give some leket. Maybe it's leket, maybe it's not. But there's a clear agenda here. That, did I give it to tzedakah? Didn't I give it to tzedakah? If you're not sure, give it to tzedakah. These are matnot aniyim. Safek leket, if it's possibly leket, give it to him. That should be the attitude that a person should have. That if you're not sure it belongs to the ani, I know the balabait wants every little bit, but if the aniyim are sitting here digging through the ant holes in order to get every last grain, maybe we should give safek leket to the aniyim. Safek leket is leket. Again, just reminding, we should have in mind for the Ilui Nishmat HaKadoshim who gave their lives for Am Yisrael. And if you have any comments or questions, rspolter@gmail.com. Have a great day.